All right, last question for you, because I know you got to go. You got walkthrough coming up, but you have been able to witness. You're one of the few people up close and personal, the evolution of Andy Reid, the guy who in Philly couldn't get over the hump to now the guy in Kansas City who is probably going to go down as maybe the best football coach in the history of football coaches. How has he evolved over, the course of time that you have got the chance to witness?
Well, so there's two different levels. I said there's a side of him that he knows what he knows. He knows that there's the way that you have to go build this thing, and it's brick by brick. You got each season, you got to tear it down. No matter how good you were the previous season, if you won the Super Bowl, if you was a 5-12 team, whatever you are, you still got to strip it down to the nuts and bolts, and then you got to put it in. You got to start with the basics. You got to start with the fundamentals in training camp, and you got to build a team the right way. You can't fabricate it. There's no fast pass to get to your team playing well. And sometimes you go through some like early this year, the first two games, we went through some bumps and bruises that were not characteristic of an Andy Reid team. It wasn't characteristic of a team that had Patrick Mahomes and Kelsey and Chris Jones and all the stars we had. But in the long run, the fundamentals are being laid of how this team wanted to play and how these guys were going to, be available and stand up and just be a team. And the focus was just, hey, let's stick with the process. Stick with the process. If you stick with the process, then you're going to like what it produces more than not. And we're going to be there in the end. We're going to be ready. But let's not cheat the system. Let's not cheat the process. And so you got that level of Andy that knows how to win and build a championship team. But then you have the other side of him who has dealt with personality changes, because now the rookies and the guys you see in the NFL locker room nowadays are not like, I'm 50 now, so you got to go back 30 years to when I was a rookie. We were just always in the locker room. We was there. We didn't have a bunch of social media and a lot of things going on. Now, we got guys getting married to superstars and Patrick Mahomes owning all these brands and restaurants, and Chris Jones is the CEO of Sack Nation. And that's not to mention all the other, multitude of things our coaching staff and just everybody in the Chiefs kingdom got going on. The Kansas City Chiefs are trying to become an international team. They're going across seas every year to Germany and Brazil. And when you're trying to take a team and trying to convince this team of 53 guys to just focus on winning, but the organization is being spread amongst multiple nations, there's got to be a part of you as a head coach that has to be a little bit, you got to grow. You got to understand that this is not 2005 anymore. 2025, you got to understand these players are a little bit different. And even Andy himself has started making himself open up to a few commercials and a few things to let the outside world see his personality and realize he's not as strict and stringent as old school as he used to be when I played for him. And I think that's been a benefit. I think that that's allowed the Chiefs to be, if you ask me, I know Dallas might not approve of this, but I think the Chiefs are now America's team.
There you go. Shawn, man, you are more impressive than ever. I truly love you, and I thank you for spending the time, man.
And, I got a heart for servitude, man. So I start every day with a daily devotion. The Lord blessed me with a gift of gab. I share my heart with people. And I pray for people every day, man. I pray for, listen, you don't know, if I pray for you and your soul and your spirit and everybody who you touch. I love I hope your podcast goes great. I hope everything you do goes great. But, man, we got a great group of guys that went to the University of Richmond. And that brotherhood, man, it was something before I even knew the definition of brotherhood. So I'm so thankful to be a part of that. And, man, I just love you, man.
Love you too, Shawn. We'll talk soon, man.
All right.
Good luck, Chiefs. Oh, man, how cool is that? Shawn Barber. It's rare when the player and the impressiveness of the player can really meet the man. But Shawn is, and I'm telling you, I got to Richmond as a kid who was kind of devastated but didn't even know how to handle it because I had a heart problem. I couldn't play. And there were guys who were really good on the team who were cool to me. And Shawn was one of them. And I can tell you, I almost get emotional talking about it because that was a tough time in my life. I used to, while the guys would practice preseason in the summertime, obviously I couldn't play. So I would jog around the field. And his brother, Stefan, who obviously from Richmond with Shawn, would jog around the field with me. And that was just gave me instant credibility. And, to just talk with Shawn. I haven't talked to Shawn in 15 years, dude. It's like we haven't missed a beat. And an amazing guy from an amazing family, and just it's no surprise that he's kicking ass in life. All right, the Pete Souza Show comes back. We're presented by Savachiks. Thank you, Shawn Barber. Yeah, man, that was great stuff. We'll be right back.